Prime Minister Narendra Modi has talked about the recent local body election in Jammu and Kashmir. He says that this is an election that has strengthened the roots of democracy and also congratulated voters for exercising their franchise in the 7-phase election. The Prime Minister, interestingly, also hit back at Rahul Gandhi, saying some people in Delhi are trying to teach democracy to me. This after Rahul Gandhi attacked the government and the Prime Minister, saying that there was no democracy in India and those who stood up against the Prime Minister were labelled terrorists, even if it were the RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat. First, let's listen in to what the Prime Minister said, and then we'll be joined live by my colleague Nazir Masoodi.
चुनावों के हर फेज में देख रहा था कि कैसे इतनी सर्दी के बावजूद, कोरोना के बावजूद नौजवान, बुजुर्ग, महिलाएं बूथ पर पहुंचे, घंटों तक कतार में खड़े रहे। जम्मू कश्मीर के हर वोटर के चेहरे पर मुझे विकास के लिए, डेवलपमेंट के लिए एक उम्मीद नजर आई, उमंग नजर आई। जम्मू कश्मीर के हर वोटर की आंखों में मैंने अतीत को पीछे छोड़ते हुए बेहतर भविष्य का विश्वास भी देखा। साथियों, इन चुनावों में जम्मू कश्मीर के लोगों ने लोकतंत्र की जड़ों को और मजबूत करने का काम किया है। दिल्ली में कुछ लोग सुबह शाम आए दिन मोदी को कोसते रहते हैं, टोकते रहते हैं, अपशब्दों का प्रयोग कहते हैं और आए दिन मुझे लोकतंत्र सिखाने के लिए रोज नए नए पाठ बताते रहते हैं। मैं उन लोगों को जरा आज आईना दिखाना चाहता हूं। ये जम्मू कश्मीर देखिए, यूटी बनने के इतने कम समय में त्रिस्तरीय पंचायती राज व्यवस्था को स्वीकार करके काम आगे बढ़ाया।
Nazir joining us for the very latest. Nazir, very interesting, to see the Prime Minister also in a certain sense join the chorus, talking about how these polls have strengthened the roots of democracy. It's a very interesting comment that has actually been made.
Exactly. As we have been, reporting, this was a local election, but it has much bigger meaning, ramification, purpose as well, because it was first election post abrogation of Article 370. That is why it is success would be projected by the center, by the central government, BJP, as a major success for the democracy. That's what BJP leaders were saying soon after the results came and elections were held. And Prime Minister is correct when he says people braved all odds. When people were going in the morning to cast their vote, they were braving actually -6 degrees in the morning, -6 degrees, -7 degrees, -8 in some place, but they would go to vote despite COVID, despite all odds. And even the voting times was very, very odd. It was starting at 7 a.m. in the morning, which is more than half an hour before the first light of the day. So the Prime Minister talking about that how this election, which was the first election, actually has further strengthened democracy, and also taking a big edge without naming Rahul Gandhi that he was trying to teach him democracy. Look at these elections, how democracy has been strengthened, how people have, participated in large numbers, men, women, young, old, everybody braving all odds in times of COVID. So that is something the government has been saying, and the opposition has been saying, look, this was a fascinating election. People came out in large numbers. This was incident-free election. This was completely free from violence. There was no boycott from any party, even the regional parties, mainstream parties who had boycotted 2018 Panchayat election, first layer of Panchayat election, they all came together and fought this election. Though BJP has not won all that, they have just won 6 districts, but BJP Prime Minister is trying to show it, look, it is a success of democracy in Kashmir.